Hey, Music Hustlers, Christine Morel here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the 4 ways that I prioritize my time and how I stay productive in my music career, even though there's a million things going on around me. Here are the 4 ways that I'm able to do that. Let's go. All right, so I'm sure like many of you that are watching right now, I have a million things going on. I am a mom. I'm a single mom. I have, mommy duties. I got to clean. I got to do laundry. I got to do dishes. I got to change diapers. I got to take him to daycare. I got to go, he's sick. I got to take him to the doctor now. I got to stay home. I mean, there's a million things going on with that. Apart from just regular life, I got to go get my hair done. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I fell and hurt myself. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things going on. And I think because of that, sometimes it can get hard. It's easy to get distracted. And we might feel like we're not getting anywhere. And we don't want that. We want to stay motivated. We want to stay excited about, chasing our goals and staying focused. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that, because I've been asked about this many times. And I figured I'll just put it in a video so that I can just share it with you guys. So this is what I do, and this is what I would recommend. There's a million other things and ways to do this. This is just how I do it. So first step, and we're going to be covering 4 steps, okay? So the first step is you need to figure out what your main goal is. Because depending on what your main goal is, your to-do list for the day is going to look very different, because to get to a main goal, there's all these little goals that you need to take, right? If you're going a specific direction, you need to know that you're going to turn left at this place, right at this place. Maybe you need to get gas. Maybe you need to, do things on the way to arrive there. But you need to know exactly where you're going. And, I wrote this down here kind of to give you an example of why this is so important. Because if you're releasing a single, your priorities are probably going to look like, hey, I need to finish up the artwork. I need to mix and master the songs. I need to submit it to iTunes. But if your main goal is to become a session musician, maybe you're a guitarist and you want to get hired to play guitar on other people's songs, your daily tasks are going to look very different. You might need to compile your work, or maybe you need to create a video showing you playing different styles. Maybe you don't even have an EPK, so you need to work on putting together your electronic press kit. And then you need to reach out to studios and find producers or artists that you can work with. Right? That's a very different priority list. And I do recommend, many of us have many goals, but I do recommend not trying to spread yourself too thin too fast. Especially if you're an independent artist, we don't have a huge team, so we can't do everything. Like, I know when I was doing mostly shows, I focused a lot on performing, learning new songs, outfits, my stage presence. When I just released music online, that was very different. I was promoting and marketing online. Now, I can do all of it, yes. But especially if you have a main goal in mind, a main thing that you're like, I really want to do this, and I suggest really prioritizing that one thing, right? Like if you're trying to get big online, then we're going to focus on online promotions as opposed to trying to book shows if that's not your main goal or one of them, right? So first, really figure out what your main goal is to start with. So then step 2, what we want to do is we want to organize and prioritize what our goals are. So what I usually do is I contain all my tasks in one list, both personal and workday tasks. So that means I'm going to put clean, do dishes, drop son off at daycare, go pick up dry cleaning, and then call my booking agent or finish up my artwork or write a verse for my second, for the second verse of the song that I'm working on, or contact the producer to, sign off on our split sheets or whatever it is. And then back to pick up son from daycare, take him to Bouncy World, make sure his diapers are packed in his backpack. I mean, that's what my to-do list looks like. It's a big mixture of lots of things. Drop off, go stop and get ice cream. And then in the middle of it's like call your guitarist and make sure everyone's ready. Your band members are ready for the show on Friday. So it's very, all over the place. But I make sure that I have all the tasks in one place so I can see everything directly in front of me. So I prioritize based on urgency, right? If you have a single that you're putting out very soon, then your priorities are going to look very different than, if you weren't planning on putting it out till next year. So also the time that it takes to complete the task. And again, really prioritizing the small tasks that help me arrive at my main goal that I have. And I'll give you guys a few examples here in a second. So if something can be done under a few minutes, I put those at the top and I knock them off. So if it's like, text Susan, call your gas company, sign off on your taxes. Like those are all things that'll take just a few minutes, little tasks. I usually just put those at the top. And then anything that's due soon or has a deadline, I put that at the top as well. Anything that can be done quickly, I put at the top of the list. Take the trash out or whatever I need to do, I put that close to the top. And then again, prioritizing the things that will get me closest to my main goal. So as I go to the top, usually I put first it'll be like the things that don't take that long. But if there's anything that's urgent that I need to do right away, that's going to be at the top. And any of those main goals are going to be at the top. So step 3, or actually let me kind of elaborate a little bit more on that, because here I did mention, I forgot to read this, but if you're releasing a single, like what we want to do too is, as we are writing out our goals, we need to figure out also, as I told you guys, prioritize here. I talk about prioritize. This is a really good point here that I want to make sure to emphasize. If you're releasing a single, and your priorities are going to be finishing up artwork or mastering the songs or submitting it to iTunes, that's going to take precedence over, let's say you want to change the color scheme of your website, or you want to change your bio. That's not as important right now because you're trying to release a single, because the buttons are green on your website instead of blue right now. Is that as important as copywriting your songs? It's not. So that's why we want to make sure at the top of our list are all our priorities that are on top of our list consistent with what's important to us. And each of us are different. And you really decide what's good for you. Don't listen to the rest of the world. Everyone's going to say you need to do this, you need to do that. What makes you happy? What is the most productive thing in your life? What is the thing that's going to bring most joy and the path to arriving at your main goal? Because I know sometimes, like, I'll tell people, hey, I don't really, I stopped performing for a while. And a lot of people were like, why aren't you performing? Well, I was, prioritizing my son. So at that moment, that was the most important thing. And teaching became my most priority, where I'm helping other musicians. Now, everyone else can say, no, Christine, you should be doing this and releasing music. I don't have to listen to them. For me, I'm going, nope, I'm helping artists get to where their goals are because I want to work from home and I'm going to be with my son. So you figure out what's most important for you. Releasing that album, or is it, are you trying to be a session musician? Are you trying to be a producer? So maybe you need to reach out to lots of artists on Instagram. Maybe you need to update your SoundCloud so you can send it to, another artist that's, thinking about working with you. Like any type of opportunities that you have right now, jump on those as well. So these are all kind of things that I consider as I'm prioritizing, making my priorities list. The third step, I focus on the kind of 80-20 rule. If you've never heard of this, the concept is that 80% of your results will come from just about 20% of your tasks. So there's a small percentage of things that you do every day where you get the most results. And so I kind of wrote out a few examples here. So let's say my main goal is to release my album. My daily tasks might look like this. And I just used this earlier. Write out an email to my fans telling them I'm about to launch my new album versus changing the color scheme of my website. Okay, because my main goal is to release my album. Let's say your main goal is to get your music on movies and film, video games, that sort of thing. Then your main goals are going to look a little different. And I put here, reaching out to publishing companies or music supervisors, or maybe researching who music supervisors are, versus writing a song. Because maybe you already have 100 songs in your library just sitting there. And I know a lot of you watching this are guilty of this. You have a lot of songs and you haven't even promoted any of them. You know if I'm speaking to you. So you need to take those songs and you need to go out there and you need to figure out how to get them heard, how to monetize, and if that's your goal, to get them on movies and film, then a much better, focus instead of writing a song today would be to research publishing companies, music supervisors, that sort of thing, organize it into an Excel sheet, make sure you have your SoundCloud updated or a Dropbox folder with your songs. SoundCloud is great so they can just stream from right there. You have a nice little folder of like 3 songs that you're sending out to these music supervisors. That's a great place to be if that's one of your goals. So I made 3 different sample lists just to kind of give you an example. So if your main goal was to release an album, it might look like this. This is kind of what my list would look like. Okay, yours is obviously going to look a little different. I'll put like clean house, drop off laundry. And then whenever I come back, I need to work on my album artwork. Maybe I need to gather pictures so I can have a few photos to choose from. Maybe I'm going to send out an email and ask my fans which photo they like more, which one should be my album cover. And then I need to find someone to mix and master the album. And then I need to finish copywriting my songs online. And then I'm going to go pick up my son, and then I'm going to get groceries. And then after he goes to sleep, I'm going to send out an email to my email list announcing, hey, there's the pre-orders. You can pre-order the album. Or maybe I'm doing a crowdfunding campaign to finish it up. Or it's done and maybe I'm going to go on tour, so I'm doing crowdfunding. Whatever your goals look like. So as you can see, I combined all my personal tasks with my business tasks. Here's another one. If your main goal is to book, let's say you're like, I need to book 5 paid shows in the next 8 weeks. Okay, like that's your main goal. It might look like this. Clean house, finish taxes. Okay, maybe I got to sign off on my taxes. And then I need to work on my EPK. My EPK specific to booking gigs. So I'm going to record myself performing like 3 songs, 4 songs. I'm going to compile it into a montage video. And then I need to upload the video. And then I'm going to go pick up my son. And then I'm going to go get groceries. And then I'm going to compile a list of booking agencies locally in my city. And then I'm going to organize on an Excel sheet. Right? So that's just kind of an example. Excuse me. That you can see that that's a little different than here. Now, let's say my main goal is to promote an already released single. Let's say I've already released something and I need to promote it. Again, here it is. Clean house. I need to call Susan. Confirm meeting on Friday. Call gas company. These are all little things that I can get done fast. I always put those at the top. And then send an email to confirm, booking at Bob's Bar, all those little things. But then the next most important thing is I work on my organic ways to get my already released single heard. And then I get specific what those things are. Because we something that I mentioned before here is we want to make sure that our tasks are measurable. We don't want to just say, I want to be successful. Because what does that mean? It doesn't really mean anything. Successful could be that, someone just books 1 show a year. But success to someone else would be making $100,000 in a year off your music. So you want to be able to measure and be very specific with your goals. So here I'm going to work on organic ways to get my already released single heard, and then I'm going to get real specific with how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make an Instagram graphic with a 60-second clip of my music playing. That's something I can measure. And then I might include like another sub thing right here, include link to join email list. Maybe you're giving away a song for free when someone joins your email list, or if you prefer to send to your Spotify or your crowdfunding account or whatever that is. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to research. Here I want to research 10 blogs and websites that publish independent music in my genre. So that's something that I want to do because, again, we're working on organic ways to get my already released single heard. And I want to submit my music, my EPK to them, my press release. And then I'm going to send my EPK to those 10 blogs and websites by email and social media. Then I'm going to pick up my son. I'm going to get groceries. And then once he goes to sleep, I'm going to record and post an acoustic version of my song along with links to join my mailing list. So you see how all that's consistent with this main goal. But get very specific with these goals. Like I said here, you want to be able to check it off. You want to feel that, it feels good to check it off. I actually really like it. It's almost fun. It's like you're competing with yourself to get stuff done. All right, so you want to get specific with what you're doing, because if not, if you just have like a task that says, I want to be successful, well, you can't just get successful in a day, right? And even though if you've done some really amazing things that day to get closer to your goal, you might feel like you got nowhere because you didn't accomplish that main goal. But again, it's not measurable and it's not specific. So we want to be very measurable and specific. Now, the last step, I actually just added today. I was talking to my hairstylist, and she was like, how are you so productive? And she's a mom just like me, so we always have fun conversations. And she said that when she makes her to-do list, that once she's done with something, she just deletes it, the task. And I was like, don't do that. You don't get the satisfaction of seeing what you got done for the day. Like, that's like the rush. Like, I like looking at my day and being like, I got this done and this done, and I just kicked butt. And then I can go to bed and feel like I was very productive. So I'll show you guys kind of what I do. When I'm done with a task, I will highlight it in yellow. So that's what I usually do. So once I'm done here, so it's really cool to see at the end of the day all of the things that I've finished. And then let's say something's still in progress, like let's say confirm meeting on Friday, like email Barry. Let's say that's what I had to do. And let's say Barry hasn't confirmed yet, but I did email him. Then I'll highlight that in green. So that's kind of like a work in progress. Like I've made an attempt and made a step towards completing that task, but there's still a little bit more that I have to do. I prefer to keep my to-do list just on a Word document. I like it very clean, very simple. I like to see things in list format. But I was going to give you guys one other cool little thing that you guys can check out. There is if you've never heard of this, there's a thing called Trello board. And you can go here and you can literally, there's a free version of this, where visually, if you're more of like a visual kind of person, you can create these cards. And you can like click on it and you can edit it and you can put what you're trying to do. You can put a description here. You can mark it off as done. You can color code it. You can do so many different things here. And then you can add another card, finish EPK, and then you could have, or let's say not even finish EPK, we'd put like smaller tasks in here. You could put like finish bio, right? So there's your bio, and then add another card. You need to like upload photos. Maybe this is for you to finish your EPK. So you're going to put all your tasks that you need to do in here. Your bio, your photos, finish your press sheet. Maybe you need to put, list some interviews that you've done or some accolades, some awards that you've done. So, each of these tasks can have something different. You can organize them in different ways. But this is something cool that I see a lot of people use. Personally, I tend to just use the Word document that I like. I like to just color code yellow and green. Yellow when I'm done, green if it's a work in progress. And then I just, prioritize my personal tasks and all my business tasks all in one area. This is pretty much it. It's not rocket scientist, but it's something that I do consistently every single day. I have a to-do list every single day. I don't think I haven't had a to-do list in, 20 years. I've always done this. This has allowed me to be very productive and stay organized and focused and to measure the amount of growth that I do each day. So I hope that answers your questions, and I hope that helps some of you to figure out some possible ways for you to organize your time. All right, everybody, I'm Christine Morel with Music Hustler, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.